So this is my home away from home. This is our cozy little den here for the musicians. You can see how a bond can be formed by people sitting right next to each other. Hello, I'm Anita Ruth. I'm the resident musical director at Artistry Theater. I've been here since 2005 when it was still Bloomington Civic Theater. The first Broadway show I ever saw was Sound of Music. And they rolled Mary Martin out on that rock, and she was singing The Hills Are Alive, and that was it. I was completely hooked. One of the very first things I did was play for a musical review group called the First Nighters. And the First Nighters, one of them was John Command. So they found themselves to be in need of a pianist, and fortunately I was just standing right there, and actually in the middle 60s, I was also affiliated with the Bloomington Civic Theater. I did that for like 3 years, and then in 1968, Chanhassen opened its doors. Gary Gisselman, who was the artistic director of Bloomington Civic Theater, was named the artistic director of Chanhassen. And of course, we all said, pick me, I want to go with you. And so we did. I was there for 20 years. John, after he had been at Chanhassen for a while, came back, and a while after John came back, this wonderful, beautiful theater was built. Thank you so much, Debbie and Alan Schneider. And John kept saying to me, you should come, you should come, you should come. And then he came over and he said, we're going to do Follies. And I said, well, where do I sign? Because that's a show nobody ever gets to do. And, that was just an incredible thing. And I am stepping away from being the resident music director. Almost 60 years later, the appeal of sitting in a rehearsal room for 5, 6, 7 hours a day without any windows, and physically that's been getting much more demanding. There are so many other things to do that I think it's time for somebody else to do that now. There's a lot that I'm going to miss, and mostly it's the people that you work with. Theater people are the best people in the world. We form families with every show, and then the musicians. To make music with people, I can't think of anything better. That's been one of the greatest things in my life, is to have the sort of people and companionship and support that the theater provides. I hope people come to Shrek. They're doing Shrek because of me. Quite a few years ago, I worked with a group called Project Success, which is an organization that sends facilitators and other people into the schools to tell kids that it's okay to dream, to have dreams, just trying to introduce them to theater and the benefits of theater. And it was so great to see a lot of kids really thrive. And one of the shows that we did one year was Shrek. And I could see how much the kids identified with it and how much they loved it. And I personally think Shrek is, everybody says, oh, that's just a kid show. But it's not. You can view it on so many different levels. So I've been campaigning for years. And finally, when I said, well, I'm not going to do it after this year, finally, Kelly Foster Warder said, well, let her do Shrek then. So I highly recommend it and hope that everybody that sees this will come.